I want to welcome everyone tonight to the How to Double Your Net Worth by Gaining Time free training. I want to welcome all of you from Probate Fox world, who are all clients of my friend Ernie Vargas, who is your guide to navigating this area of real estate investing. I want you to know that Ernie wanted this for all of you so that you could experience the kind of transformation that he's experienced. And so today I want to give you a specific strategy, a very simple strategy for doubling your net worth by simply gaining time. Okay, so let's get started. Also, I want to say is in the chat, please, join in and respond to me, ask questions as this is progressing, and my team at Tiger Medical will try to answer your questions while I'm talking so I can stay on track, okay? Let's get started. Let me tell you about me first. I'm a former banker for 15 years. I'm an entrepreneur. I scaled a company over 21 years. I exited that company 6 years ago. And through a health journey of my own, I started and founded Tiger Medical. Like many of you, I am a high achiever, a driver, a type A personality. I took care of everyone but me, and I arrived at age 50 feeling terrible. And then when I made a big change in my life, I experienced a health transformation that led me to starting Tiger Medical. So what you're going to learn tonight is my story, which I've started to tell you. I'm going to teach you about statistics on premature disease and death. I'm going to talk a little bit about the problem in healthcare, and then one simple strategy that can change your health future. All right, why this and why now? Well, everybody, we live in a hustle culture. We live with devices that fundamentally, those devices in 2007 with the advent of the smartphone fundamentally changed our culture and changed how we work. And this has led to us being chronically stressed and without margin, leading to chronic stress response being activated. This leads to a sedentary life. It leads to the frequent use of convenience foods. It leads to poor sleep, which is widespread. And all of this synergizes and sets us up for chronic disease and potentially premature death. And these are the kind of things we want to avoid. Because listen, very few of you, with Ernie's guidance and your own wisdom and experience, are going to make a big mistake that takes you off the chessboard of business and real estate investing. More likely, it's going to be your health faltering that's going to do that. And why allow that to happen in the best years of your life after you've worked so hard to get where you are today? So that's what we're trying to help you avoid. All right, who is this for? Well, if you're struggling with some aspect of health and you're not getting answers, or you know something's off, but you don't know what it is, that's number one. Second reason would be you're concerned about a family history of disease becoming a reality in your life. Like in my life, a lot of heart disease, a lot of cancer, and diabetes. Okay, we have bad genes in my family. Third, you need help knowing what is best for you and how to do it. Confusion reigns out there. There's so many biohackers giving suggestions. There's research reports that conflict with one another. So a lot of people come to us with a lot of confusion. Also, you're ready to begin taking baby steps to improve your health proactively rather than waiting until you're sick. And you want to stack the odds of gaining an extra decade of good health. And when you do, and you get a 7% compound annual return or a little bit more than that, you'll double your net worth. One last thing I want to say here, the traditional healthcare system is not set up to do what we're talking about tonight. Okay, your primary care doctor is not a bad person. They care about you. They want to do a great job for you. My best friend is my primary care doctor. I'll never say bad things about them. The system, though, is set up for when you're sick, okay? And then you've lost options. It costs more money, and that will keep you from doubling your net worth, because if you get sick, the odds of you getting that extra decade of being productive go down rapidly. So That's the problem with the traditional healthcare system. It needs to be able to code you with a disease for them to treat you. And what we're trying to do is figure out the wall you're going to hit months or years in advance and deal with it now so you never hit that wall. Then you gain that extra decade. Does that make sense? You stack the odds in your favor. Okay. So why are you important to me? Well, I have seen how in the years, that I can have the biggest impact on the people around me. I've seen how a health transformation can have a positive impact on my ability to have a big impact on the people around me, on the businesses I'm trying to lead right now, and on the visions that I have for the future. Okay. And I also want for you what I have experienced, and I'll share more of that coming up. All right. I know that you have so much to give, but potentially how you feel today is holding you back or could hold you back in the future. It's also potentially affecting your closest relationships or your relationships in business. It's affecting your business, okay, and the achievement of your goals. When you aren't at your best, when you don't feel your best, you're not going to achieve at the level that you could. All right. And I want to give you what I have, a transformed life full of energy and possibility, and most importantly, time. All right. My turning point was after 21 years of growing a company. I arrived in my early 50s, having grown this company from one location to almost 50, over 100 million in revenue. We were highly profitable. I was making more money than ever, but, and this is a very big but, my wife was very unhappy with me. My kids were worried about me. They were worried about us. I was exhausted and irritable. I was anxious. I was living without joy. I felt nothing. I felt numb. That was the thing that scared me the most. I didn't care about anything. And I suffered from little sleep, from acid reflux, from irritable bowel syndrome. I had mood issues. There were more. I felt this way for 2 decades. Okay, it progressively grew worse, but then it came to a head at this point of my life. So my wife left for a trip overseas to see a friend. I had about 10 days alone. And I realized in this moment of quiet reflection that I was on the path of destruction. And I'd already had a friend of mine who was a neuropsychologist who had done an assessment on me saying if something didn't change, that he felt like I could be potentially headed toward a premature death or at a minimum severe disease. And he encouraged me to get help. And so I decided to go to my partners, and I sold to my partners. And I wanted to prioritize for the first time in my life taking care of me. In my year off, I met an amazing doctor who is one of my partners today. This doctor listened. He played medical detective in a way that I have never seen before. He found the root causes, the underlying mechanisms that were causing the way for me, causing all the symptoms that I was experiencing. Then he went on a journey with me for a year, and he helped me little by little make changes in how I lived. And that's the key, little by little. Nobody's going to make massive changes all at once. And within a year, he helped me resolve all of my symptoms. And today, 6 years later, I feel better than I did at age 40. And that is no exaggeration. I'm 60 years old today, and I feel this will be or could be the best decade of my life. And I desperately want that for you and for all the people that work with us. All right, now, this can be true of you. It can be you in my story, because I believe you understand my story. You are successful. You're ambitious. You have a lot of responsibility. But I also know this about you. Culture and technology and what I call your rules of life or patterns have all played a role in causing you to feel the way you feel today. And like me, you face stress, you face time pressure, and a myriad of challenges that work against your well-being, okay? I know you're margined out because I was too. And like me, you can take one simple baby step that I did and begin your own personal transformation of your health, which has so many follow-on effects, positive in terms of relationships, the ability to make money, to double your net worth, as we're talking about tonight. Okay, so my vision is that here's what I think. We live in a world that's marked by chaos. If you're over the age of 45, you can feel it in your bones that we are fundamentally living in a different world than we were when we were young in the 80s, 90s, or the early 2000s. And I was able to find order in all of this chaos through a set of rules for life that helped me show up as the best version of myself every day. And these rules of life need to support like the lattice work that a vineyard trying to grow grapes for wine needs, so that they can grow up and be exposed to the air and the sun and the cool breeze and all of those things. Without them, they lay on the ground and they're not nearly as productive. So what we're talking about is we want to create a lattice for you, a structure, a system of living that can transform your core health, okay? Because if you're depleted, you can't face all of this and order your life in a state of wellness and thriving. You simply energetically won't have the ability to do that. And so my vision is to help you create a new set of rules for your life that bring order and wellness to your life. And here's the thing, if you think you can't do it, you can, because you're already living by a set of rules that got you where you are today. Okay? So my vision is I want you to be the best version of yourself, to better your family, to your business, and the endeavors that you have a passion for and that you invest in. All right, there are 3 secrets to achieving wellness and thriving in life. All right, and we're going to focus mainly on the first one tonight in this training, okay? And that is establish a baseline of truth. That is the primary focus of what we're talking tonight. This is the one simple step that you can take to potentially stack the odds in your favor of doubling your net worth by adding another decade of health to your life. All right, the second one is enter into a trusted process that achieves this transformation. This is what Ernie went through. And then third, a step-by-step process of implementing new rules for your life that will protect you literally for the rest of your life. Those rules Ernie's living by now, I'm living by, and you can too. Okay, let's get to the truth, all right? That's the first one, establish the truth. What is it? Well, it's a comprehensive true health assessment. It's a blood test that give you the results that you need, okay, to know exactly what you need to do, all right? Why does it matter? Well, it's going to reveal your hidden health risks that are not showing up in your annual physical, okay? It's also going to provide real data to chart a specific, customized, personalized course for you where you're no longer guessing, all right? And then the third question is, how do you do it? It's simple. You commit to a single test. You go to the lab, and then you get on a call with me, and you learn the truth. It's really that simple. Anybody can do it. Okay. The second thing I want to teach you about tonight is, and this is after the test, but I want to give you kind of a journey so you can see the whole picture. Like Stephen Covey says, begin with the end in mind. The end in mind is you got to know these 3 steps so you can achieve that extra decade of health. So step number 2 is enter a trusted process. And what is it? Well, it's a 1-year, one-on-one partnership with a world-class physician who curates a customized rebuilding of your health and strengthening of your health. And then also through that process of testing, he's going to recommend habit and lifestyle change and strategies that are going to stack the odds in your favor to gain healthy years and feel better now. This is exactly what Ernie went through and why he got the results he did. Why does it matter? Well, up to 80% of disease is preventable if you catch it early. Also, as I said earlier, 1 in 2 premature deaths are preventable, okay? You should not fall into this category. 50% of premature deaths are preventable. All right, this is research, okay? Your family, your friends, and your employees or colleagues are counting on you on this. And how do you do it? On this step, you join Tiger Medical's membership. But we're not talking about that tonight. We're focusing on the first step, but I want to at least give you the end game. All right, and then the third step is implement new rules for life. What is this? Well, it's a system of living to replace the system you're already living. Okay, why does it matter? Your rules define your outcomes. Who you are each day is who you will become. And so we help you over the course of a year, little bit at a time, baby steps, implement new rules for life. We've done this with hundreds of people, and we have 100% success rate for people who are ready for change. Okay. How do we do it? Well, we implement these 8 health habits. You can look them up. You can research them. These are evidence-based strategies that when you integrate them with a customized medical plan by a world-class physician, the results are phenomenal. Okay, so this is how you do it. All right. Let's remember while we're here, my vision is to help you create a new set of rules for life that will bring order and wellness to your life. I want you to be the best version of yourself to better your family, your business, and the endeavors you invest in. I want to help you stack the odds of gaining that extra decade of good health, which will enable you to take all those great investments that Ernie has helped you invest in and cultivate to just give you another decade where they'll double in value. So that's why we're here. So it's decision time. If you do nothing, nothing ever changes. And here's something I learned from someone that me and Ernie respect. His name is Scott Manning. He says, everything you need for one first baby step resides within you. But you have to agree with that idea. And once you do, though, then everything you need to begin your journey, like mine, like Ernie's, is within you, and you are ready. So at the end, I want you to use your camera to frame the QR code and sign up for that first step. It's a comprehensive test, the True Health Assessment. Okay, so this is how you establish the truth, which is step number 1. You got to know the truth so you can take a step forward. All right, let's have a reality check here. How you feel today, your health today, is from the rules of life that you have been living by. 60% of Americans, all right, now I didn't check this. I think it's adults. So this means about 100 million adults in America live with one chronic disease. About 40%, roughly 50 million, live with 2 or more chronic diseases. And odds are, given the culture we live in, without change, you're going to be in this group. All right. So most of us live in a way, and I was before, so was Ernie. Most of us live in a way that is actually accelerating the aging process at a cellular level. Okay. As I said before, 50% of premature deaths are preventable. So losing your health in the peak years of your life is the most likely event that will negatively affect your well-being in your middle age and retirement years. This is what will affect your ability to double your net worth, to enjoy the fruits of your labor with your family, with the next generation. It's not likely going to be a mistake or interest rates or the economy. It's going to be your own personal health. So I'm just trying to confront you with the statistics. So you don't have to be a statistic, all right? You're about to learn about a proven simple process to solve for these risks proactively. I've already been talking about it. It simply involves one single step that you can begin today taking, all right? And it's the True Health Assessment, and it's your first step to true health security, all right? So let's talk about the big benefit to you. The one great big benefit to you is that you're going to know what your health risks are today. You're not going to be guessing. You're not going to be waiting for a time bomb to go off. You're going to have a specific path forward to progressively, proactively address what you especially need to gain greater health security, okay? And don't worry, you're going to be able to take action on it, all right? The stuff that people come to us for, we always tell them, you can change the narrative. You can reverse this, okay? So that's the big benefit, all right? So what's included? It is a comprehensive test. It's a blood test measuring over 35 markers, most of which are not in your annual physical lab. One of our doctors gives the story of he got a regular lab from a PCP doc, and it said this person had a moderate to low risk of cardiovascular disease or heart attack. When he ran this test on them, which has advanced lipid markers, including particle size, it actually showed him having a higher risk for a cardiovascular event. Just that one thing, all right? My wife went through this. She had been tested for the last 5 years. Nothing ever showed up with elevated iron levels. And our test showed she had a high level of ferritin, which has serious consequences of potential dementia and cardiovascular disease and a whole host of other problems. And she has gone the last 5 years and never knew it. And it's been there. She found out she actually had a genetic condition called hemochromatosis, which is known to be in Nordic peoples. My wife is Swedish. And so we were able to find out something that wasn't showing up in traditional annual physicals that actually is going to end up changing her whole health narrative in her 60s. So that's what's included. All right. You guys all listen to Ernie, and Ernie has been really open with his story. He's on our website with a video. You know, he was in his late 40s at the time. He had a young family. He was sleeping poorly, had low energy, he was feeling burned out. He had lost a friend from a stroke that, you know, he believes was a premature death. The testing revealed that he had high risk for these things that you see there. And these results and working with the Tiger physician motivated him to start making small changes. And I won't list everything that he did. He can tell you about that. But a year later, he lost a bunch of weight. He lowered his cardio markers to normal. His own physician couldn't believe it because it was done without any drug interdiction. It was only through lifestyle change. And he went on a memorable 85-mile hike with his son's Boy Scout group, the name of which in New Mexico is escaping me right now. But he was able to create an incredible memory. A year later, when before he never would have been able to go on that walk, it wouldn't even have been wise for him to go, given his risk factors. But his story illustrates something that's very important, and that is whatever you find out, you can change for the positive. So I want you to believe that. So your investment today is only $397. This is almost an $800 test. And here's the thing. If you're not happy with the process, I'll refund 100% of your money and you can keep the results. So there's no risk. Here's what you do. You go here, you scan this QR code and go to the landing page. You'll actually see my wife's story there also, but do the checkout. And then we will, on our end, it will kick in the process and get you a lab requisition. You'll go to LabCorp, you'll do the test, and we'll get the results, and we will get in contact with you. So here's some bonuses that you get. Instead of just getting the test and the results, I'm also going to bonus you one of our 2 world-class physicians with training far beyond local doctors who have decades of experience in proactive medicine are actually going to personally review your results and write you a written report of your primary health risk. All right. We're also going to bonus you 10 secrets to your personal health transformation ebook. Okay. And we're also going to get a free copy of my book, Unleash the Peak Performer Within You. So these are the bonuses if you to act today. Here's what you get: the blood test, which has a value of $797. The doctor report, basically $497. The ebook, which is 87 pages long. It is dense, is written by our doctors. It is great information. And then my book, total value of $1,406. you're spending basically $400, saving $1,000. Okay. On top of that, if you choose to work with Tiger, I'm going to give you one more bonus. Your test is free. I'll credit you the cost of your test in the form of a discount on working with Tiger going forward. So this is risk-free to you. And don't worry, we make it affordable. We make it work for your budget. So get your true health assessment from Tiger, okay? This is the one simple strategy to securing your health future, stacking the odds in your favor of gaining that extra decade, where you can then realize a doubling of your net worth by just giving your portfolio time to mature another decade. So, zero risk to you. If you're not happy with the process, I've given Ernie my word, I will refund your money. All right. So, zero risk to find out where you stand today. All right. So, go here, get your assessment today, and start the process. Start that first baby step to protecting your health, to knowing where you stand, to knowing the next best step for you to get the same kind of results that I got and that Ernie got as well. So in the chat, start asking your questions, and we'll be available for you. Thank you.